Today we're going to talk about the NNAT test. Let's take a look at some practice questions so you're in good shape for the test. Pattern completion. First, let's look at pattern completion. Pattern completion questions are kind of like a puzzle. You need to pick up the piece that is missing. The answer is 5 because if you pick the piece in the box, it'll make the picture match. This is another pattern completion question. It looks kind of hard, but it's pretty easy. The answer is 3 because all the colors are in the right order and place. If you start from the left side of the missing piece, you can see that you need yellow, then blue, then pink, then white, then blue, and then white. This is another pattern completion question from the NNAT, but this one's harder. The answer is 5 because all the colors match up correctly and are properly spaced. Number 4 looks like it might be right, but the colors are way too close together. Reasoning by analogy. Now let's look at reasoning by analogy. The reasoning by analogy section on the NNAT or Naglieri nonverbal abilities test is a little bit more complicated than pattern completion. Reasoning by analogy questions ask us to examine a top section, notice the relationship between the two or more shapes, and then establish what the empty box will contain, and understand that this shape will follow the same rules. Let's look at this question. For this question, the best way to solve it is to establish what the rule governing the change between the two shapes is. In this case, it's fairly simple. The shape stays the same and changes color. In this case, the clear answer is number 3. This one is trickier. With this question, all of the boxes have a circle and a square, and then a square and a circle. And it seems obvious that the answer will also be a circle with a box in it, so the answer is 3. With this reasoning by analogy section, this rule is that the dotted line becomes solid. So the right answer is number 2. But I bet some people thought it was number 1, so you really have to pay attention to all the little details to get the NNAT questions correct and to get into a great, gifted, and talented program. Did you like these questions? You can get 100 practice questions free at testingmom.com.